This is The Process Shot. I'm Michael. I'm stuck in a haunted movie theater, and I've seen Something in the Garden, a short animated horror film from 2021 directed by Sánchez. It's very much an atmospheric piece, with a silent presentation of a nighttime series of disappearances within the confines of a man's front yard in a small suburb. It begins with a cat, then the man himself, and finally a neighbor who chooses to investigate. What that neighbor finds is quite disturbing, a strange worm-like creature which paralyzes and feeds upon its victims. Naturally, their encounter is rather surreal, but anything more, I'd say, would pretty much be revealing everything that goes on here. There really isn't much to the story at all. It's all told visually, with no spoken dialogue from any of the characters, and so the film moves along pretty swimmingly because of this. After all, if you don't have actual characters to develop, you don't actually have to worry about that sort of filler getting in the way of whatever actual events are going on. Anyways, it does allow the more subtle elements of the film's horror ideas to come through more clearly, subverting some of the usual genre tropes by showing the actual monster instead of hiding it away until a dramatically convenient moment. It does at least build up to its reveal over time, as well as its power set, which does range beyond its eating methods. Still, the end result here is pretty straightforward, and when the movie's over, it's over. Almost as if what we've actually seen is just the daily life for the creature. That might work in something that's a dark comedy, but in this horror context, it's more anticlimactic over anything else. I will say again that the film definitely excels more in its atmosphere and its visual approach to these events. The movie's absolutely filled with heavy contrast between light and dark, with the titular garden bathed completely in blackness, with potential victims of the creature the only thing having any color within these voids. Even when the creature itself is revealed, it still blends into the darkness, not quite invisible, but certainly not easy to spot if you weren't looking directly at it. This overall art design does a great job bringing this out, and I wouldn't be too surprised if presenting this world as it is was the primary idea for the film's production. The lack of any other strengths doesn't mean that this is a bad film, of course, but it could have certainly allowed room for more exploration or experimentation within its main story or its horror aspects. As it stands, though, it makes its case well and remains open for future stories about this monster or others like it. Something in the Garden, Sánchez, 2021. 2.5 stars, but I'd say to check it out for yourself. That's it for this review. If you liked it, leave a like. If you have something to add, leave a comment. Subscribe to the channel for more reviews. I still don't have to worry too much about deep shadows in this place. There are far too many lights for them to actually form. Sadly, that does mean that sleeping is still troublesome.